Jolan true, Centurions, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates plus Mod. I'm Commodore Tiark of the Dreadnought Arias Gavia as we continue our campaign against the United Federation of Planets, and we are slowly caterpillaring our way up into the juicy center of the Blue Federation leaf. That's how I've decided to start thinking about this. And we're doing not too badly. Sieged a couple of planets, taken out a couple of important installations, doing well. Haven't managed to remember to actually deploy our interceptors in ever, but we're working on it. So without much further ado, let us push out into space and kick some major butt. Because we've got to continue to place the pressure here on 13-9. If we can get to it, yep, we did without getting into any major missions. So let's go on a scouting mission. We are a dreadnought, but we're a dreadnought that can disappear. So scouting is not exactly outside of our purview. So hit that red alert, increase that speed, see who we're dealing with. It is a heavy cruiser, but not just any heavy cruiser. She is a battle cruiser. Of what class? Not quite sure. Let's get ourselves up to speed first before we really start to care. If it's a BCF, we may have to start caring a little bit earlier. What are you? You are a BCE. Ooh, are you the proper Excelsior? You are! Ha-ha! So, the fun thing about the battle cruisers in this game is in the normal vanilla game, they're all Excelsior type looking ships, but in Orion Pirates Plus, they look like Kirov class battle cruisers. Except for the BCE, who has a brand new skin and model, allowing you to see NCC 2000 USS Excelsior in all her glory. She is actually fairly decently armed. I believe her special weapon system is a stern-firing photon torpedo, if I'm recalling my ships right, and she's gorgeous. I know there are some people who don't like the Excelsior design at all. I am not one of them. I think Excelsior is very cool, but that's just me. So we're going to prep our forward shields, get them ready to rock and or roll, reinforce, see how much power we're currently sinking into the shielding system. We may end up slowing down, and yeah, let's slow down to about a 15. And that should allow us to cloak without concern. Yes, it does. I think. Incoming fire. He did get a couple of good hits in. Let's decloak. Since the cloaking did not work as well as I thought. I thought we only spent 20 power when we did that, but it looks like it's much, much more. Which is a little concerning. We will be able to fire our pseudoplasma torpedoes regardless. They start fully charged and ready to rock. So torpedoes away. Let's see what the Excelsior does with this. And yep, she has 4 forward-firing photon torpedoes and 2 stern-firing photon torpedoes, which does make her a little bit more difficult to sort of mess with. When it comes to actually trying to stick in her blind spot, well, she doesn't have one. She's still going to be plinking away with 2 photon torpedoes a turn, and that's gonna suck. I was hoping we could get something going on that, but no. We're gonna have to wait until she picks up speed to a point where she will begin to outdo the Wild Weasel, and her acceleration is actually rather slow. I was hoping she'd come up a little bit faster than this, but doesn't look that way. Let's prep our plasma torpedoes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now! All torpedoes away, engage with full phasers, and cut right through her and did a decent amount of damage. Let's pull away now. We do have the shields. We did take the photon torpedo response on our forward port shield. It did manage to basically ignore it, though. He is trying to dump a whole bunch of mines on top of us. We're going to kind of turn on into them. His stern-firing phaser 3 is not able to get much purpose, but there goes the stern-firing photon torpedo. I used to laugh about that sort of weapon. It wasn't useful at all. I thought it was kind of a useless mount. But really, when you're a Federation ship with the limited mobility that you have, it's not bad at all. We spent a long time back in Season 1 in sort of a war destroyer, and we found out firsthand that having that ability to shoot out a photon torpedo at a ship that was dogging your stern was really useful. So I do not make fun of it anymore because very cool weapon. We are unfortunately now out of most weapon options. I think I'm going to run over this mine. I have more than enough power to bounce it, don't I? Yep, 14 points is more than enough power. We should be able to go right through this mine and make sure that it's not any concern of ours for the rest of this match. I really do like the updated model for the Excelsior. It makes it look much cleaner. I kind of wish that we could get the Enterprise B model too. Not specifically as a BCE type, or maybe as a BCEX. Because I assume there is an X-type version of the BCE in this game. And if it were the Federation B-type, that'd be really cool. Or not the Federation B-type, the Enterprise B-type. I like that design. I think that enhancing sort of the lower areas really helped thicken things out and make it look even more cool. But part of it that is also Generations was one of my favorite Star Trek movies, which I'm told a lot of people hate. Which is kind of sad, because I really liked Generations. And he's... Yep, that's going to go right after his Wild Weasel. And unfortunately, we're going to have to pass over him. He does not have his photon torpedoes ready to go. His stern-firing ones are ready to go. So we do want to avoid that. And we'll fire a plasma torpedo out. Ooh, I don't know if that's... Oh, that'll hit. Ooh, that was good. So we actually managed to get kind of lucky on that one. I didn't anticipate actually being able to make that hit. But things worked out rather well for us. So we are sort of building the distance out. I want to come around with our starboard side because we have a starboard firing F-type plasma torpedo ready to go. And if we come around to port, we're never going to get that thing into range. So we'll continue to come around. It's kind of interesting. The light dreadnought is essentially just a battlecruiser with easier power management. The battlecruiser being a, I don't want to say a superior ship design, it's not, but it's a more modern version of what we're trying to do. So R-type plasma torpedo, oh wow, all of those photon torpedoes managed to hit, blew a nice big hole in our forward port shield. It's not completely down, but that's a major weakness right there. R-type plasma torpedo getting on in there. We're going to go through... Oh, this might be a mistake because this is going to put the photon torpedoes on a weakened shield. Let's try and go here and maintain with that. Let's come over here to the power management. Not in time, but we did manage to take those photon torpedoes on a shield. They did stay up. We'll be able to come around to the port side systems, and that should handle most of it. We'll put 2 points of power into the defensive systems, sort of see where he goes with that. I don't know if he's got enough power to fight us on this. Our first point of ECM is now being broadcast. If he immediately responds with ECCM, we'll know. He is dropping in speed. I don't know if that's because he needs to power photon torpedoes or if he's trying to get some side systems going. That could be a tractor beam. So let's set up a repel beam immediately. I'm not sure on this. We're sort of learning our way through the Admiral AI, which does make better use of a lot of systems than the other AIs in this game. You start seeing use of tractor beams. You don't really see more use of mines, but it's a really interesting improvement to the system. So another S-type plasma torpedo into another one of his Wild Weasels. That's not going to work out all that well for him because he's going to run out of those. I'm assuming he probably doesn't have much more. He may have one more shuttle. Get some fire down in there, make sure he takes the whole brunt of it, and nice little chunk of damage in there. Another 20 on top of the 10 from our phasers from a little plinking fire. We're definitely in control of this engagement in terms of distances and ranges. Partially, he hasn't managed to get through our shields once, I don't think. I know it's showing a sliver is gone here from our hull integrity, but he hasn't actually managed to get through our shields yet. And as we come around, we will be able to engage with our R-type plasma torpedo. His stern-firing photon torpedoes, I anticipate, will be armed. And there they go. And I would have expected he would have fired those on proximity mode. But if so, he missed both of them, which is luck in our favor, because proximity photon torpedoes are really accurate. They're like 50% accurate out to a range of around 20, I believe. Haven't used them in a long time, so not 100% sure on that. But yeah, they're dangerous. We'll engage with the R-type plasma torpedo. I'm going to hold off on adding the F into it, because I'm not sure what he's got to play. If he doesn't drop his speed immediately, yep, there we go with another one of these, and phasers to bring it down, and then a nice chunking amount of damage. Let's get the stern-firing phasers, try to shock some of the systems offline as we pass by as a sort of insurance policy. If we can stun enough of his weapon systems, he wouldn't have been able to return fire effectively, and that would allow us to basically get through a firing pass unscathed. And given the fact that our stern shields are currently in the red, that's something we would like to do. He's down to a speed of 4.4. He's not doing all that well. He's lost all but his phaser 3s, and 2 of his photon torpedoes are offline, maybe even 3 or 4. He doesn't have a shuttle bay anymore, and that's going to be, well, the murder death of him. So we'll get within a range of 10, we'll fire our Plasma S torpedo, because by the time it makes it to him, he will be dead. And that should knock out this shield in its entirety. Do I risk? No, we're not going to risk it. There's no reason to risk it right now of multi-firing additional weapons. We're just going to steadily chunk him down, play this safe. We're also going to get a semi-decent reading of how his ship is working, and it's not working all that well. Let's get the stern phasers. If we can get through that hole in the back, we did. These phasers, however, are not. They're going to hit the shield, but that will weaken it even more. He's now at a speed of 1.2, and it's really tempting to go for the capture. He's got 2 guys left on board. We don't have an open shield to go for, but if he survives our next pass, which he won't because it'll be an R-type plasma torpedo, we may want to go for the capture. Excelsiors are big and special, so, or at least they are to me. I think Excelsiors are sort of the pride of the Federation fleet around this time. In terms of just overall design, they are quite sleek-looking ships. You know what? Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to display the corpse of this vessel, assuming he survives the phaser run, because that's what we're going to do. We got to knock out these 2 shields before we can beam over our infantry, and that will be that. So lining up on this target, I just realized this battle has been going on for 10 minutes. We are really kind of evenly matched for the more modern battlecruisers, aren't we? Knocked out most of his systems. Come around to here. He doesn't have any weapon systems available as of right now. Send in the Marines. And increase the speed of time, just so we can sort of get through this. After all, he can't possibly stop us. We have 5 Marines on board to his none. So this will indeed be ours. An Excelsior-class vessel with its, well, no. It wouldn't have the transwarp drive. They would have taken it off there before they sent it into battle. But it will definitely be something that we shall parade over Romulus. USS Antares is now ours. 270 prestige. Oh, we forgot this was a scouting mission. We didn't do the scout. Whoops. Should have remembered. But it's not that important. 270 prestige, and we stole the vessel, so... I don't like shipyard assaults, but they're undeniably effective. And hey, maybe we'll have a whole bunch of friends on this mission, and we'll be able to get through it much more easily. All hands to battle stations. Increase the speed. We are escorted today by IKV Insatiable, and oh my goodness. So we have here a frigate. This is a DDL, a destroyer leader. This here is a dreadnought. It's an SCS, a space control ship, making it the largest carrier that the Federation fields. And we have a plasma dreadnought. Oh boy. This has me very concerned. For obvious reasons, I believe. Do you think they're obvious? I do. So, he's a C9K, so he's a proper dreadnought. He's not a carrier, but he is. We're going to have to remember, don't forget the fact that we have pseudo-frigates this time. This will be essential to pull off. What we're going to do is we're going to hit the destroyer leader with everything we have, and then we're going to dump the pseudo-frigates. That's my plan. We're going to need the speed to pull this off too, so let's get all the way up to our standard cruising speed, drop 1, and we're going to make sure that we've got some ECM going. We're going to launch the pseudo torpedoes, and then we will follow that up immediately, as soon as we can, with the massive flood of plasma. Now he is working his ECCM off, and he does have his own defensive systems. 2, fire pseudos. Engage at maximum range. And let's also pay attention to this ECM panel. Our attack shift is 0, and he's decided to give up on trying to outdo us when it comes to ECM. He's dropped his speed now already, and oh wow, I did not realize you were plasma. The DDL Plus apparently is a plasma destroyer? Oh my. So let's sort of pull away, build in a little bit of distance, and get ready for a hard energy turn. It's going to have to wait until his speed gets up to 4 before that goes away, but we will be able to launch the flood of plasma at him. Coming around, all plasma torpedoes selected. Engage from the front. He's fired his photon torpedoes, but his there it is. Was expecting that, and I don't think we'll drop speed in time. No, we didn't. The Wild Weasel is out. The Kursk has been hit. Let's deploy the fighters. Oh no, we didn't think of that. We didn't think of that properly at all. So our forward starboard shield is down already. And we fired everything we had into the Kursk and couldn't kill it. So here's the plan. We want to cloak, but we also need to get these fighters out of here. It all is good. Oh no, we've got incoming plasma fire from the stern. This does not improve our chances, I don't believe. This plasma is still going to hit with quite a bit of damage. And okay, not nearly enough to cause much damage. We are under cloak. That's a huge advantage right now that will make his fighters significantly less effective. The Antares has just really mauled the Insatiable. We'll stay under cloak and sort of hope here. I think you've fired everything you've got, and if that's the case, we should be able to come out of cloak. And I can't run tractor defense, so we're just going to have to take this. Let it get past us. Target these Hawks. This is the primary target. And decloak. Coming out of cloak as of now. Let's get these fighters off the racks ASAP. So we are decloaked. Fighters, go and go. We want them set to defend me as best they can. Let's hope they get their shields online in time, because that's going to be critical. Oh, crap. Nuclear space mine. Let's get this out of here and pull hard to starboard. Let's increase speed. I want to get a good hit on this. We've got to target these guys. If we don't, we're dead. And this is going to hurt. Forward shields to full power. And doesn't look like they managed to hit us. Oh, come on. Somebody got to hit that. Looks like nobody. The angle looked like the Antares was going to get hit by it, but that turned out not to be the case. Come on, any phasers you've got. Photon or plasma torpedoes will work as well. Mine out the back. I think he's hurting himself, isn't he? No, it's just the trick of the camera angle. Ouch. Bad day. Very bad day. Oh, this is a bad situation. I don't think we're going to make it out of this one. We've been focusing on as much as we can on these fighters and light units, but we just don't have enough firepower to put out here. S-type plasma torpedo into those guys. Didn't deal as much damage as I was hoping. Well, it did 30, but they're not dead. That's what I had been hoping. Let's pull cloak and we're out of here. We do not stand a chance in this fight. So let's get under cloak, let's increase the power, and let's go to yellow alert. We are done fighting today. I should have more power than that. ECM systems to offline, don't need that anymore. We're not powering any weapon systems. We have 36 points of power, 4 go into the shields, 20 should go into that cloaking device. Shouldn't be any more than that. I think nope, the Insatiable is not dead, just the Kursk. We're going to let the Insatiable sort of do his work as best he can. Seriously, where is all our power going? Other is taking up 31 points of power? Really? That seems very awkward to me. Let's keep patching things. In the meantime, we may as well fix the stuff. I don't think our interceptors are around anymore. And we're also not making any headway, which we really desperately need to make. Come on, more power. I need as much power as you can give me. The Ivanovov, oh god. We're being chased by a ship named after Citizen Ivanovov. We're in trouble. The Ivanovov is currently really ruining our day. But hopefully we'll get some engine power at some point. We can't run unless we are cloaked. Otherwise, we're dead. Come on, I need power to something. There we go. We've got a little bit of engine power now. Let's build in some more. I need as much as you can give me. I'm not willing to drop shields to try and make it work, and I'm not willing to come out of cloak either. Yep, there goes the Insatiable. We are the focus of 2 very, very large and angry ships now. So we need to put those starbases to our stern and just keep repairing the engines and hope that our cloak does enough of a job to keep us protected. We have no energy to spare for shielding, so whatever we've got is what we've got, and we're only protecting 3 sides. Get a mine out. I'm hoping I can get the Antares not to fly straight at me, because I don't want to take the hits. As long as they stay on top of me, they're just going to deal continuously more and more damage. We need more power. Ugh. We're probably not going to make it out of here. Honestly, I don't think we get out of here. More power to the repair. More engine power, increase the speed of time. If we get out, then it's not going to be because we did any sort of fancy flying. It's purely going to be because we've been tapping the repair button and the increased speed button. Looks like these fighters have given up. They're perfectly happy to just sit there. Need more power. Come on. Oh, sorry. Drop another mine. Just anything to get them off of us. I need to have at least 50 points of power to generate any kind of speed to get away from these people. It's going to be difficult. Oh, that was a nasty hit. I'm really trying to avoid getting hit by photon torpedoes, but it's just not working. They're able to just deal way too much damage to us here. Come on, keep the repairs coming. If we have any chance at all of getting out, it's not going to be under power. Because the moment that we're down to 0.80 speed, I think we're just going to have to abandon the ship, folks. 2. Yeah, there's no way we get out of this. They're just going to steadily plink us to pieces. So, pop. We did manage to take out 2 fighters as we did it. Unfortunately, that is going to knock out our Dreadnought Light, which was... It's not cheap, but it's also a really good ship. I'm a little concerned now. We did try and take on 2 very powerful Dreadnoughts. And the AI for our Dreadnoughts is not very good. So that C9 does not really do nearly as much damage as it should have. So we're back home. We're in the RIS Oris. And it is an FHE. Let's find out exactly what that is. And let's also see what we can buy. Con Plus. This is a Condor Dreadnought. 1 R, 2 S's, 2 F's, 9 phaser 1s. I just don't see that being like super effective. And the Condors appear to be smaller than the Shrikes that we were just in. Ooh, what was that? The Mega Hawk KK Dreadnought. Better phaser ones, apparently. So, okay, guys, so there's that Condor Plus, which we're not super interested in. There's a K9, which I really don't want to do because, you know, it's a Klingon design. We want to have a little bit of pride. So again, FHE, so let's find FHE in the heavy cruiser line. Unfortunately, there's a million Hawks of some kind. So sweeping through, we need F. We are in heavy cruiser, yeah, okay, so just keep clicking through all the Klingon designs. Lots of Klingon, oh, FHE, a Firehawk EPF tender. Well, it's got a cloaking cost of 18, 2 S's, 2 F's, 3 phaser 1s and 4 phaser 3s, and then 4 fighters. I don't know. We'll keep it for a little while, so let's go into our supplies, set up our interceptors. Is there anything better / more? Yes, there is. There's STHLs, and STHBs, and STHAs. Let's try the L's, and 2 Bs. Because they're the same cost, so something will be different about them. It's going to cost us quite a bit of prestige, but we are a PF tender now, so that's sort of our job. Increase the cash. Miscellaneous, heck, we may as well go to the maximum of our Marines and our mines, because we don't get that many. Oh boy, this is actually going to be a bit of a problem. So we're done outfitting. And I'm just going to check to see if there's a quick, easy, fast patrol to get on. Mission, negotiations, no thank you. Missions, surprise reversed. That actually wouldn't be horrible. But I want to go on a patrol. Patrols are more fun. They're more interesting and more dynamic. Well, not really, but you get the idea. This episode is going to be a little bit longer than normal. Red alert, increase speed. We are escorted today by, of course, the Misty, as well as the Dagger Warning. Interesting name for ships. Let's find out exactly how fast this thing can go. Sadly, I don't think it's going to quite match the speed. Nope. We're doing 18, 19, not the 25 we were doing in our light dreadnought, which was really enjoyable, having that much power for shielding. I may come around on the light dreadnought simply because of the flexibility you get on it. Again, you can't really fight too well if you're outnumbered by like proper dreadnoughts, but it's still fun. We're looking at an HBR, a heavy battle or no, I was going to say a heavy battlecruiser, but it's not. It's a light cruiser of some description. And let's get our pseudo frigates deployed, just so we can see what they're all about. And oh my, this is a very interesting look. So you are a what now? Look away. And we want the STL selected. So an STL is equipped with 2 F-type plasma torpedoes. Is it? Which one are you? I can't really tell. But I think the L's are equipped with 4 plasma torpedoes. I think. Let's turn away so that... because these two are sticking right on top of each other. Which, you know, works for me. You are an STL over there. Yeah, so the STLs... so you must be the STBs. So, I'm not quite sure why I would want STLs. Oh, they must be lights. Okay. Incoming plasma or wow, that was accurate as all heck. Plasma or photon torpedo fire. Kept wanting to say plasma, not sure why. And we're gonna line up and see if our little guys can do as much damage as they possibly can. They are, of course, a different design from the previous versions that we had because they are more advanced. I think they're probably going to be our best ones that we get in the game. Wait for that plasma torpedo to get on in, and it's a hit. And that was an immediate Wild Weasel response. And just to screw with him, that may be a dangerous thing to do because of our pseudo-frigates, but I kind of want to see it. Pull away, guys. Oh, he got hit by the nuclear space mine, I think. And Mr. Tambourine Man. Oh, how shame for you. So let's get our guys back in, because this mission is not going to last much longer. Return. Oh, he killed one. Oh, no, that was just him coming in. Okay. Don't panic. Everybody is still okay. Not you. All up and select. Fire everything. Chunk through his shields. Deal a decent amount of damage. Unfortunately, we have, like, no phaser firepower. 3 phaser 1s and 4 phaser 3s. That's bad. There's no other way to really put that. So we're going to have to rely on our pseudo-frigates a little bit heavier, and that is going to sort of limit who we can kill. Come on, I want you guys back here. Get you back on board, guys. Come on, return to me. One, and now the other one. Mr. Tambourine Man. Oh, you're not going to be alive for much longer. As long as we're here and we're wasting time, let's set up all our phasers on hardpoint 1. All of our plasmas on 2. Thank you. The Fs on 3 and the S's on 4. Here we go. Got that all set up just in time. So I'm a little bit squirrely about relying so heavily on pseudo-frigates. I'm not quite sold on them. Not as much as fighters anyway. But we did manage to take the tile, and we are trying to recover. We will try and continue to put the pressure on 13-9, although that's going to be more difficult now that we don't have a dreadnought. Anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next video.